children. We are coming back to online class. Today I will be taking Science chapter 10, that is Sun as a natural resource. Alright, now before we begin to the main chapter, it is always good to know what it says in the headline. So now we all know what Sun is all about. Sun is actually a medium star. Medium star. And it is at the center of our solar system, comprising of 8 planets which are revolving around the Sun, and the Sun remaining in a static center manner. So Sun is very important in our day-to-day life. For example, every day we see the Sun, it rises in the east and sets in the west, and we experience day and night every day. So during daytime, day bright light, it is due to the sun sign we get day. So every human being and other natural sources are experiencing and enjoying the light of the sun. Now, sun play a great role in our life. So let us discuss few of its objectives. What are those and what are they? We will point out and discuss in brief point by point. Well, let us start with the sun as a natural source of energy. The sun as a natural source of energy. Okay, what do we get energy from the sun? We get solar energy. Solar energy is the main source that we get from sun. Solar, the word solar is a Latin word which means, it's a Latin word which means sun. So we get sun energy from sunlight, solar energy in other words. So if you look at the book, you can see many things that sun is connected with the living, non-living, and whatever is there inside on the earth or inside the earth. Now let us come back to the point, that is importance of the sun for planets. Okay, this is one objective. Why it is so important for the planet? We all knew that plant cannot survive without the light of the sun. So the main source of the plant is the sun. How? Let us discuss in brief. Let me just write one small plant. Let us say this, a small plant, flower, whatever it may be. Yes, my drawing is not good, but I have to cooperate. Alright. In and around our surroundings, there are a lot of different species of plants, but most of them look green, white. Alright. Most of the plant leaves are green. Now the question is, here let us say this is sun, and these are the ray of sunlight. During daybreak, what happened? These sunlights are absorbed by the what? Absorbed by the plant's leaves. By the plant's leaves, and these leaves, with the help of sunlight, they manufacture food, which is in another term we call it photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. So with the help of sunlight, the plant manufacture food in their leaves and give energy to the plant. Not only that, this manufactured food, which in turn supply to human, which we always require, that is oxygen. This oxygen is brought out or is delivered from the leaf of the plants during daytime. We always get enough oxygen. It is because of the presence of green plants. So it is manufactured with the help of sunlight, and after manufacturing it, it delivered to us in terms of oxygen. The name of the air is called oxygen. And this tree again absorb carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide, the waste air which we do not require, which come out from our mouth or smoke or from factory it can be. So all this carbon dioxide are absorbed by these plants. So they play a great role here to help us directly or indirectly in our day-to-day life. So this is one point that we should remember as a human, that how important is the plant, and these are all connected with our sun and earth. Now let us come to the other point, that is uses of solar system. Uses of solar system. Now you see, children, solar system we already knew, it is the energy that is available from the sun, that is solar. So how do we use these solar systems in what way? Let us see. These in primitive time also they have been using this solar system in terms of heating, cooking, drying fish, cooking food, drying harvested grains, etc., etc. There are so many ways they have been utilizing this solar. But in modern world or in today's time, if we check out, this solar system or solar energy have been used in different ways. To cite a few, like solar cooker. Have you ever seen solar cooker? Of course, few people are using this solar cooker. It is quite expensive. This solar cooker is made with the help of solar. It is a device which is made with the sunlight. It will absorb the sunlight, sun energy, and this cooker can be used to cook food. Alright, so that is one. And solar geyser. We all know what is geyser. Solar geyser is used for heating water in our bathroom especially. We use this solar geyser. It is very helpful. During winter especially, we use this type of geyser. We warm the water, and that warm water we can take bath easily, even during cold seasons. That is one point. And solar cells. What are solar cells? Actually, these are the devices that convert light energy. It converts light energy into what? Directly into one kind of solar that being used as a solar cells. The light energy directly will be converted into electrical energy. And solar panels. These are very common, solar panels. Even in our school building, if you check, you can find out there are some panels of solar. These are used to obtain what? These devices are used or made of many solar cells. So these have the productions of electricity naturally. Directly it is produced naturally from the sunlight. So there are big plate, a panel, a multiple of solar cells are put in that panels, and these absorb the light of the sun and automatically it produces electricity, like fan now we are using here. Yes. And let us come back. What are the another objective of the sun as a natural resource? Let us see and check again. Next point is seasons. Do you know what is seasons or weather? Why do it changes and what does it affect? We will discuss in details. Actually, it is good to know first weather. What is a weather or weather? Yes, the different conditions such as hot, cold, dry, cloudy, rainy. In different conditions, in our surroundings, in a short period of time, it is known to be weather. So it talks about short period of time. The different conditions, maybe cloudy, rainy, hot, dry, cold. So the temperature conditions in our surroundings, it is known to be weather. It lasts for only few hours or days. But when we talk about seasons, it is the weather conditions that remain more or less for a long period of time in the area or regions. So that is called seasons. So it is a bigger term. Season is a bigger term than weather for a longer period of time. So now you can see morning time and evening. What do we experience? The heat of the sun is less. The heat of the sun is less, so it is moderate, or we can say cool during morning and evening. But in the afternoon, what happens? It is always hot because the sun is directly hitting the earth in a straight vertical manner. Yes. Now in the morning, when the sunlight comes, it is in a slanting way. Slanting. Sunlight is in slanting, either in the morning or evening. But when we talk about afternoon, the sunlight is direct. It is straight towards our forehead or head. For that reason, the heat of the sun is more during daytime or in the afternoon than evening or morning. Now, especially we have 5 major seasons in our country. 5 major seasons in our country. What are they? If we talk, these are yes, summer, monsoon, autumn, winter, spring. Okay, let us discuss one by one. What are the differences? During summer, the temperature is very high, it is very hot and very dry. It is very, very hot during summer. And in monsoon, what do we experience? During monsoon, the rainfall is very heavy and the temperature is very hot. So we experience flood due to excessive monsoon, due to excessive rainfall. We experience flood, we experience, all this water level increase in the dam or in the rivers due to the monsoon. And so many areas are affected every year in our country itself. And when we come to autumn, this is the season when the leaves of the trees or plants drop or fall, in another word. So autumn is the seasons where tree leaf shed their leaves. Yeah, trees shed their leaves during autumn. So in winter, when we come back again, this is the season where it is very cold and very chill, and sometimes fog. You know fog? In the form of cloud, it falls during winter. So it is very dry and cold. And in spring, this is the most beautiful season where all new leaves, flowers, bud, everything comes out, it's sprout out during spring before it enters to summer. So this is also again good seasons where we experience a lot of new leaves and new flowers coming up. Let us come to the next point. So this is very simple. Because of the presence of this sun, these all things are created, all the seasons we experience. Had it been no sun, all these things we will not experience. Now let us come back to the next objective. Next objective, that is weather affects our life. What does it mean? Weather affects our life. Alright, most of the time we experience hot, cold, rainy, So, what are the effects? Okay, when summer or winter comes, our food habits, our clothing, our way of lifestyles always keep on changing according to the seasons that we experience in a year. Now let's see first the food habits. The first weather effect in our life is food habit. Now during winter, what happens? We like to drink what? We like to drink hot tea, coffee, or green tea, or spicy food, etc., etc. So during winter, all these things we like it, hot things, which will make our body warm. So the food habit always changes during winter. And in winter, also the crops that we grow are also different, like cauliflower, lettuce, or we can say, what else? Apples, orange, papayas, you get during winter seasons. Yes. And on the other hand, during summer, it is just the opposite of winter. The food habits we have, we like to what? We like to take what? Or eat ice cream, juice, cold drinks, etc., etc. Lassi, shake, All these things are we are very fond of taking or eating during summer time. This is the opposite. And in summer, crops that we grow are also different. Like what we grew, lychee, mangoes, cucumber, watermelon, all these are available during summer seasons. And now let us come to the next, that is clothing. Clothing. Okay, after food, the clothing habit, due to the change in weather, it always changes in our way of clothing. Especially in summer, what do we like to put? Light cotton clothes. When we cut it short and explain it, light cotton shirt or loose trouser. In another word, trouser is pant, long pant. So all these things we like to put during summer because we want the air to be free in our body. But on the other hand, our clothing habit in winter, it is different. What are the things that we put? Warm clothes like jacket, sweater, woolen clothes, etc., etc. So many other things are there. Shoes, socks, scarf, cap, gloves, all these things we wrap up ourselves, or blazer just to warm up body. And sometimes we use blanket during winter when we sleep to warm our body. So that is one. And another one is the housing. Let us go to the third point of this objective, how it affects our life. Housing. You know, you will see in the mountainous area, the house they build is sloping roof. Why? Sloping roof houses are built in mountainous areas. The housing system. It is because in mountainous area, due to rainfall and snowfall, in order to prevent the roof, so they keep it sloping so that it can slide easily when it drops, either rain or snow, so that they can remain in that particular house. Otherwise, it becomes heavy. When it becomes thicker and thicker, there may be a chance of collapse or breaking down of that house. For that reason, in mountainous areas, houses are built with a sloping roof. On the other hand, in the plain areas, the housing style, due to weather, since it is too hot, so people build either in a sloping or in a flat manner, so that they prevent the sunlight or to prevent from the windy wind, warm wind that blows in the form of air. So to protect that, either mud wall or concrete wall are constructed in the plain areas with different form of roofs. It may be sloping, it may be flat, it may be with tiles, whatever it may be. So these are the few things what affects by weather in our lives. Now let us come to the other point, that is another objective, which you can say sources of energy. Sources of energy. Now sources of energy, what do we get? There are two sources of energy. One is renewable and the other one is non-renewable. Now what is renewable? Renewable means the resources or sources that we can use it again and again. We can use it again and again. like water, wind, sunlight, etc. These things can be used again and again, again and again. It is not waste. On the other hand, non-renewable resources are those resources that can be used only once. The resources are very limited. Limited means very less. So, example we can give, like I have given here example, petrol or petroleum, then coal, etc. These are very limited. It can extinct, it can perish if we don't use it properly, because it takes millions of years to form this petroleum, millions of years to form this coal. So once if it gets over, then it will perish, it will finish. So those are the example of non-renewable, and renewable resources are this: sunlight, wind, everything. If you use it, it is unlimited. You can use it, so it will not finish easily. Now let us come to the last point of our objectives. Okay, the last objective for today's topic will be the conservation of resources. Conservation of resources. Now, conservation of resources or conservation of energy. Conservation of energy. It is very simple. Conservation of energy is very simple. Number one point you can name, there are many things that you can. When you don't use light or fan or refrigerator, you should switch it off and exit if you want to go out from your house. That is one point you can use it. And when you take bath, you should not use ample of water. Use a bucket full of water. Don't simply put on the tape and flow the water thoroughly. That is very wrong. So that is one way that you can conserve energy. And thirdly, you can also use less water with mug or a cup of water for brushing your teeth or for washing your face, instead of putting the tap water on. It simply flows, so you need to stabilize that. Then thirdly, instead of long time bathing, you can take within a very short period of time when you use shower for bathing. Yes. Then if you want to travel from a short distance, either you walk or you go by a bicycle instead of using car. Alright, you should not insist, because car you need so many things, fuel and other etc. etc. And as far as possible, if you can use public transport, that will also be very good. And there are many other things I have cited here. You can use LED light to consume less power at your home or residence, wherever it is. And lastly, I would like to say that you should plant more trees in your surroundings to get more ample of fresh air, because with the presence of these plants only human beings survives and other animals respectively. So with this, I would like to conclude this particular chapter 10, Sun as a Natural Resource. I hope you have understood to some extent, and see you again in the next class. Thank you.